So, hi nerds. This is Quinton, and I just got through seeing no less than 5 or 8 minutes ago, Aloha, the Cameron Crowe movie, written and directed by him, starring Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, and just has a huge hodgepodge of actors. You might recognize Alec Baldwin, and other people. Sometimes names escape me, which really sucks. I'm really good with faces, like the kid from St. Vincent movie came out last year was in it. He's really good, probably one of the better child actors you can get right now for like really kind of young looking kids. And Bill Murray, yeah, it's kind of funny because Bill Murray is the main character of St. Vincent, and he's also in it. And it's also kind of cool because he gets to play a more villainous character in this movie. Definitely the darkest role I've seen him play, but also still has fun with it. I really thought this movie was super underrated, and although I'm a type of person who tries to avoid reviews all the time, not because necessarily of spoilers, but because I want to see a movie for myself, and I don't like other people's opinions to kind of temper mine before I even see the film. Which is kind of funny because a lot of people coming out of the theater that I've talked to several weeks now, however long Aloha's been out, a lot of people had a negative opinion of it. A lot of people said straight up it sucked. And I hated that it affected me so much just hearing that, because about 1/3 through the movie I was like, man, I guess I can see why people didn't like it. And I don't mean that to say, hey, this movie sucks. I mean to say that for a lot of people, they will probably feel like the movie moves too slow, or they don't connect to the characters as quickly as they feel that they should. Maybe someone feels like they can't relate to the characters at all, which really segues into a point I really wanted to make in this video, was that a lot of people complain that, or a fair amount of people complain, I've heard, that even though the film takes place in Hawaii and it has a lot to do with Hawaiian culture, most of the actors are white, and I feel your pain. It sucks. Hollywood is whitewashed up and down, and sometimes you need a film that's like set in a place to have a culture, to have people in it that aren't white. And then when you have a movie like Aloha, which should have been a movie with more Hawaiians in it, at least as main characters, that doesn't happen. Although I don't think that makes it a horrible movie, and I don't think the cast is bad either. Actually, sometimes I think that if you grab too many notable actors from a cast, you're going to distract the audience with all the faces that they know, because you're not going to think of the people as the characters they're portraying, and more as the people they are in real life. And I've found myself doing that at least a little bit, at the very least with Emma Stone and Bradley Cooper, which is why I tend to like more character performances when people are a lot more eccentric than they usually are. Say something like Nightcrawler last year. But I digress. The movie had decent pacing. It's an indie film. It's a drama, so it's to be expected that you're not going to be used to the pacing as much as a normal budget Hollywood film. And it does suit itself to the romance genre, maybe romantic comedy, but I think that the drama element is at least half as important as the romance. Sorry to say that. I wish it could be better. I wish it could be more, but it's honestly not. I think that if you are looking for a movie with depth, that this isn't a bad movie to go to, but you're not going to be fed that depth. You're going to have to add it from your own experiences and from what you think about films. As a film nerd myself, I did enjoy it a lot because there was a lot of natural shots, a decent amount of natural lighting, a lot of handheld, which felt a lot more personal. And the dialogue was witty and a little a little cliche. A little cliche, but not too cliche. Still fun. Fun at the very least. Bottom line, watch it at a friend's house. If you're really in need of a feel-good movie, then definitely go to the theater to see it. It's definitely not a bad experience. And I'd say try to think of all the things that the movie does that makes you feel things, and try to keep that in mind while you're watching it, because I think a lot of people may have just been distracted by not only the actors, but probably because of the setting, and it has a huge anti-military sentiment, if that makes any difference in how you think you might view it. And I think that it's definitely a film that we need right now in terms of some of the things it talks about. If for nothing else, you should see it or know a little bit about it just to know some of the things that it's addressing, because some of these things are kind of real things. And even though it feels like a campy romance from the 80s, it's set modern day. A lot of the plot actually has to do with technology and the government and the military lying. That's all I'll say. Check it out if this encouragement sounded like up your alley. I don't want to call these necessarily reviews. I'll have a better name for them at some point once I hit my stride. But for now, signing off, nerds, and I hope you enjoyed this video.